I'm Chris.
And I'm Molly.
And we're the Flying Hens.
Welcome to episode 9 of the HenHouse Adventures. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you can follow along on our journey as we travel the country in an RV. We're back.
We are back.
It's been a while.
It has been way too long.
So we went back to East Texas in early March so that Eli could have his baseball season with Little League.
Did spring baseball.
And he was really good.
And we got to visit and be with our family. Mm-hmm. We put Lily in preschool.
She learned sign language.
Yeah, so she picked up on a few things. But it was a good time back home stationary.
Yeah, it was just a little bit longer than we
anticipated. One thing that we did do while we were there was we did a little RV renovation.
Sneak peekage, but you can't see.
It looks a little different. Yeah. And if you notice, we have a different orientation of the table. We're trying to get used to this. Maybe it'll work.
Yeah. So during that time, we also took a few trips because we couldn't actually stay stationary.
We can't be stationary for 5 months.
No. So the first trip that we did was just the two of us got away. We went to Puerto Rico. We stayed at the Hilton. I don't know, some resort down there.
Hilton.
Yeah. We spent a few days just lounging by the pool and on the beach and slept in a lot.
Yeah,
so it was really nice to kind of have that time away after living in 400 square feet with our kids.
After that, one of the other trips we did, we went down to Big Bend National Park. Really surprising. That's in the far southwest, kind of like the Bend, if you will.
I called it the armpit of Texas, but I was told I couldn't say it. And because we were kind of last minute on our trip planning, we couldn't get reservations in the park, but we did stay at what was called Roadrunners Travelers RV Park in Terlingua. And it was great.
Really cool.
They had boondocking spots, so they were reduced nightly rates, but we still had all the amenities of the RV park.
So while we were there, we got to do a really cool thing as well. It was a photo shoot with B&W Hitches. Yeah. We had a personal photographer that drove down, Sam, and he just followed us around for a few days and did lifestyle shots. They arranged a canoe trip down the Rio Grande, and we did some adventure shots kind of thing.
Yeah, it was just a really cool experience.
A really cool, fun time. We had a great time with Sam as well. Just a good guy.
So if you go to their Instagram page, you can see us. We are famous. Anyway, and then the other time that we were there, we got to do some hiking in the park, and it is a dark sky park, so
it's the darkest skies in the nation. So it's great for stargazing if y'all are into that.
Yep.
Just the landscape in general just was so awesome.
In June, it was a pretty busy month.
Yeah.
We went to Jellystone in East Texas.
Spur of the moment trip with some friends.
Yeah, the McFarlands,
who
are our new bestest friends. They aren't on YouTube, but their IG is Far From Landing.
We actually met them through IG.
And they are about to go full-time as well. Jake, who is the husband, he has an Instagram for food, and his name is Culinary RVist, and he shares
It just shows you how you can have awesome food while on the road in an RV. It doesn't have to be boring food.
And we really appreciate his love of food because we get to reap those benefits.
Yep, becomes our food.
Yes.
But Jellystone in north of Tyler, they had a water park. They have a cool covered jumping pillow. They had daily activities laser tag and things like that. Yeah. Just fun times for the kids. They had a blast.
But I think us adults had more fun.
We had a lot of fun too.
We were trying to do the TikTok videos, so you'll have to check out.
Actual quote of an onlooker was, "I seen that on the TikTok." All right.
So we had a lot of fun doing that. After Jellystone, we, as a family, flew up to Ohio to go to some weddings.
We did.
And it was the kids and I's first time going on an airplane since, before.
Yeah, that.
So that was
shot up and in.
Yeah. But we had fun at the weddings. It was good to be back and see friends again.
Yeah.
And then after Ohio, we actually took a beach trip down to Galveston. And that was a whole experience.
Well, Molly found a great place on Hip Camp.
Yes.
Well, we struggled to find a place to stay down there anyways. But then we did find a cool thing on HipCamp. HipCamp is a website and app that's kind of like Airbnb, but for like RV sites. People open up their yards, their RV sites, whatever the case may be, and for a small price, you can rent their spot.
Yeah. So this one was right on the beach, and I was like, well, that sounds great.
So we're driving down the road.
It's a very narrow road. Only room for our
it's just on this little tiny, barrier island. We get down there 3 miles down the road and
start backing into their driveway, and we backed up, and then we just sank down.
Sank like a good foot. Like
it had been raining, so the ground was really
soft. It was a newer spot, like had been graded recently, like in the last few months.
Loose. It was it wasn't compressed gravel.
We find out later that we were the largest rig to, attempt it.
I think they had just recently listed, so I'm not sure they had any sizable rigs.
Yeah, they've had a few small like trucks and things like that. He said
But anyways,
we repaired it the best we could.
But we did spend 2 hours on the side of the road, like
trying to
frantically looking for an RV spot.
Because we needed a place for that night, and then we needed a place to cover the rest of the 4 or 5 nights that we couldn't be there. And this is where the McFarlands come to the rescue again. Jake finds Blue Water RV, the one final site that they have left, and books it for us.
On his credit card.
On his credit card.
Thanks, Jake.
Yeah. Have we paid you back?
Yeah, we did. We did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We went on to the Blue Water RV Resort, which is amazing. It's just south of Galveston, so it's not in a really crowded area, and I appreciated that. And the resort itself, all of the RV sites have beautiful views of either a canal or wetlands.
It's all wetlands around you, but we have a canal on one side, and some of the canal sites had a private or a semi-private kind of like dock, like
and that's
in between
what we
some
had,
of them.
and we were able to go fishing all day.
Cast net. The kids were having a ball all day.
Yeah.
We had great weather while we were there.
Yes. Beautiful weather, beautiful sunset.
We
had
great.
a lot of fun on the beach.
Went to the pool. They've got some nice facilities there.
I love that resort. The only drawback was
the people there that like park y'all, like you drive behind a golf cart. Well, they're going like full speed in the golf cart, so the RVs are going through the place at like 15 to 20 miles an hour, which I hate that about an RV park if there's fast cars and stuff with little kids.
Yeah, especially because it was just one lane road.
Yeah, it's one lane, a mile long. It used to be a runway owned by John Wayne, for those fact people out there.
So the day we went to go check out, we had
a few hours before we could check in
the next place. So we decided to go to the beach.
You can drive your RV on the beach.
Yeah, and
why not?
We thought it was pretty cool. So we went to the beach for a few hours, got some drone shots, we ran around, and then it was time to go.
And then we couldn't go.
We were stuck in the sand.
It was soft. I parked in soft sand. And so we couldn't go, and so I needed to get kind of the truck onto hard sand. So we disconnected, chalked up the tires, and repositioned so that the truck would be on harder ground, and I'd have better footing. And it worked for a little bit, and we were pulling. It was kind of coming out. And then we stuck again.
The wheel chocks were in.
Pull the chocks out.
Yeah.
It kind of prevents you from moving.
Yeah. So we could have probably managed to get out on our own.
No, not probably. We could have.
We could have.
With enough wood under the tires, the driftwood and all, we would have been fine.
But some very nice man came to help us out with his truck and pulled us out. Got us going. It was real quick. And we were
on to our next spot at the KOA on Galveston Island,
where we met up with
the McFarlands.
So we planned this trip again to spend time together. And at this Galveston Island KOA, they have a lazy river, a pool, and just
hot tub.
Yeah, really nice resort there.
I don't typically like KOAs, but this one was actually pretty nice. I didn't mind it at all.
And it's right across the street from the beach, so we enjoyed some beach days there.
The weather,
our weather was kind of gross.
Weather was unfortunate. It was overcast. It was rainy. It was windy. It just wasn't great for just being outdoors a lot.
Yeah, so we decided to just like hang out as we could, and then we went out to dinner.
We went to Miller's.
Yeah.
Go to Miller's.
In Galveston is so good.
Go
I
to
had their
Miller's.
shrimp and Gouda grits. They were like probably one of the best meals I've ever had in my life. And the slice of pie that we got was like this big. It was huge for $8.
So good that the next day we canceled our Jake dinner, which, I mean, we were going to have steak from the Culinary RVist.
Yeah.
And we went and had a late, large lunch from Miller's again, and it didn't disappoint on the food side.
So good. So we wrapped up our time in Texas, and now we've officially hit the road until December. So we're hopefully going to be doing these weekly HenHouse episodes for you to keep updated on where we are. You'll have to tune in next week to see where we've been in the last week and where we are now. We're not in Texas.
Nope.
And where we're going. And then we have some really big news to share. So that's going to be really exciting. Yeah.
So until then, next week, we'll see you there. Have a good one.
Bye. You ready?
Here it goes. How many times is it going to take?
We're doing it all the way through with no breaks. Take 5. Take 10. Take 100. Did you hit record?
The red light's blinking.
Where are we? Are we back to Big Ben?
Yes.
You're talking about airplanes.
I'm factful.
Factful is the word?
I'm factual about airplanes.
Actually,
Do we
really need a sign that says gather.
that tells us to gather? No, we don't. Throws it away.